Hey everyone, Kyle once again, and welcome back to another movie review. Now, I'm gonna enjoy doing this movie review, because this is a film I wanted to review on the day of my birthday, which is tomorrow, this June 6th, But I have plans to do on my birthday, I won't have time to do this, so now I'll consider doing it early, And this is the film. This is what I plan on reviewing on the day of my birthday. So, and of course, gonna be other movie reviews that I want to review during the month of my birthday. Well, even though it's already past, but June is I consider as the month of my birthday, So, and I'm just gonna. Well, first, after I finish this review, I'm gonna continue on with the Madagascar franchise, the next two films, 3 and Penguins of Madagascar, and I want to review some other classic films, which I plan on reviewing a very old classic 1990s, which probably everybody would loves and knows about, So I'll get to those. So, but for now, that's what I plan so far. But now I'm gonna review for my birthday, my birthday movie review. I'm reviewing my favorite film of 2014, How to Train Your Dragon 2. And of course, because by the movie review, I'm wearing Toothless. See, Toothless shirt. Nice. So why not review? So I'm wearing my Toothless shirt, and now I'm going to review my favorite film of 2014, How to Train Your Dragon 2. How to Train Your Dragon 2, I absolutely love, Especially I'm a big fan of the first film, of the first How to Train Your Dragon. I absolutely enjoy this film. I think I might even enjoy this than the first one, Because even critics and sometimes it tops, like if I remember seeing on the commercials, it tops the first film in every way, Also, I remember seeing on the commercials that it's braver than Brave and more fun than Frozen, And down here, Bill Zwicker as the Chicago Sun-Times Best Animated Film of the Year. And on the back, exciting, funny, brimming with action. On the back here, I absolutely love the sequel. That's why I put this on I call it my favorite list of favorites of 2014. It's my favorite film of that year. And also best animated film, of course, though. But like I said before, best live action film was John Wick. That's why I put it at a close number 2, though. If it wasn't for this film, then of course, hands down, John Wick would have been number 1, though. But it's just with me with animated films. If it's good enough, it would be put as the favorite film of of whatever year. But How to Train Your Dragon 2 is released, and I was also thinking about planning on reviewing this on next week on June 13th, because that's the day it was released, on the next week, But this is on the day of my birthday, After my favorite review of my favorite film of 2014, a film that I absolutely loved during that year, So yeah, it was released in June 13th, 2014, last year. Can't believe how time flies by fast. Already, it's been a year since this film came out. I was so excited. I remember from the first teaser, then the trailers. Really got really excited about them. Especially, I love in the trailers. They used the song that was in Legend of the Guardians, The Owls of Ga'Hoole, Kings and Queens by 30 Seconds to Mars. I really did love that song in that trailer, and it fitted well in the trailer in this film. Even in the commercials as well. Has all the returning cast members from the first film, Jay Baruchel as Hiccup, Gerard Bulter as Stoic, Craig Ferguson as Gobber, America Ferrera as Astrid, Christopher Mintz-Plasse as Fish Legs, Jonah Hill as Snotlout, T.J. Miller and Kirsten Wiig as the twins, Rough Nut and Tough Nut. and introduces the other new voice cast. Cate Blanchett playing as Volka, Hiccup's long-lost mother. The villain, Drago Bloodvis, voiced by Djimon Hounsou, who I've always enjoyed him as an actor, you know. Of course, he had a little role in Deep Rising as well, you know. I really enjoy him as an actor, and he did a good job as the villain of Drago Bloodvis. And Kit Harington as Eret, or the son of Eret, you know. Which, film-wise, hasn't appeared in too many, though, but he also appeared in another film that came out in the same year, 2014, was the big box office flop, Pompeii, that film that Paul W.S. Anderson directed, you know. But, I think, he was on a TV show, I forget, though. I don't think it was in Game of Thrones, though, but it was probably some other show, but I forget, though, but, yeah. So, the voice cast, once again, the original voice cast, once again, do a good job. Cate Blanchett as, Volka was good, and, Djimon Hounsou as Drago was great, you know. Especially how he did the voice for Drago, you know. I alone control the dragons, you know. The film came out. It was critically acclaimed. You know, has a 92% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is a little bit. It's still very good though, which I'm glad it has 92%. But it's like a little bit lower than the first film had, which had 98% on Rotten Tomatoes though. It has a 7.9 on IMDb, which is just a tad bit lower than the first film. I think what I remember was in the 8. You know, it was an 8.0 or 1. You know. So the two films still got a lot. So over the two films got a lot of praise. You know, a lot of high marks on IMDb and Rotten Tomatoes. You know, Dean DeBlois comes back as director, in which he was one of the co-directors of the first film along with Chris Sanders. I think it was. I forget though, but I believe so. But he returns to direct this film alone. The score, I still like the music by John Powell, which he come back as doing the score of the film, you know. And one thing, a bit of a sad thing though, for a tiny bit of a sad thing, because when the film came out opening weekend, I already did a vlog, you know, I already did a vlog on it, you know, how it did on opening weekend, which if you remember going back to my video, How to Train Your Dragon 2 box office disappointment, you know, box office weekend disappointment, you know, because before it came out, they had high expectations. The film was gonna have a huge opening. I thought was like about 70 to around 80 some million opening weekend, you know, and of course it had the same. It came out the same weekend as another sequel, 22 Jump Street, you know, and that film ended up being number 1, you know, because I thought this for sure was gonna be all the high expectations, you know. I thought this one was for sure gonna be number 1 over the weekend, but it didn't though. So 22 Jump Street had a huge opening with about 55 or 53 million, you know, and this film ended up opening at number 2 with a disappointing 49 million, you know, which was a bit higher than the first film's opening weekend, was like 44 million, but it didn't really matter to me because I was disappointed how much the film made on opening weekend. I expected a lot higher than that to be number 1, you know. I expected it to be like 70 or 80 some million, like the people were were predicting, you know. And I was just disappointed, you know, how much the film did opening weekend. I was just very disappointed, you know. Yeah, that was disappointing. But regardless of that, though, it made 172 million in the U.S., passing its budget of 145 million, which is also in the U.S. So it was lower than the first film what it made in the U.S. It was over like 207 million in the U.S. and this made 172. And that's because I was also disappointed in that as well, though. But regardless, though, it was box office success worldwide, you know, and overall it made more in the first film, which was originally 494 million, and this film made total of 618 million. So, and at the time it was supposed to be the highest grossing animated film of the year, but until when in the late 2014, Big Hero 6 came out, and that became the highest grossing animated film of the year 2014. And I like Big Hero 6, that was also my top list of 2014 though. And of course it deserved its Academy Award for winning for Best Animated Feature Film, But overall, I would still prefer How to Train Your Dragon 2. And on the opposite, this film won the Golden Globe for Best Animated Feature Film, and obviously it deserves it as well, Although I wish this film would have won the Academy Award for Best Animated Feature, but it didn't. But I'm satisfied that the film won the Golden Globe for Best Animated Film, So it made more money than the first film, worldwide, But and now they planned on making the last film, the trilogy, released in June 29th, 2018, 29th or 20th, I forget. It was those two dates, Yeah, June 29th, 2018, which originally was going to come out in 2016, but it got pushed back to 2017 because it came out on the same weekend as the long-awaited sequel, Finding Dory. So they pushed that into June 2017, but then they pushed it back again because not the same time they were because the release of Toy Story 4, So it got pushed back to 2018. So I had to wait another when 2014 it was another 4 years, because 2010 for the first film, 4 years, 2014 for this film, and then another 4 years, 2018 for the third final film. So I have to wait another 3 more years, but time will go by fast, and it'll be here before you know it, But until then, I have to wait though, and I'm still looking forward to seeing number 3, So and I'm 12 minutes and I'm not talking about the story yet. But I just had to clear all that before I get into the story, Yeah, but now getting into the story. Now it takes place five years after the first film. We see our characters, Hiccup and Astrid and all the other kids. They've grown up more. Like they're in their early 20s. Hiccup narrating once again. This is Berk. And like he did in the first film. Seeing how the dragons are living on the island. Have other have their own stables and stuff. And then they have a new game on Berk, which is Dragon Racing, which in that recent over a few months ago they released that DVD Dawn of the Dragon Racers, which takes place before this and before after the events of the series of the first 2 seasons of Dragons, how they invented Dragon Racing, and which the third season is going to come out in a couple weeks, which is still going to be before the second film, but after the events of season 2 though. So, and I'm also looking forward to that series as well, And I probably will like to do a review of the seasons as well, the show, So they're doing Dragon Racing, the twins, Rough Nut and Tough Nut, they're having the lead, kind of throwing the most sheep into their own score nets, Well, because, Snotlout and Fish Legs, they're both fighting over, Rough Nut, because, she's like the only teenage, girl that's around because Astrid's with Hiccup, But, that's what they're doing there. Get the idea, that's what they're going for, because, so Snotlout and Fish Legs are fighting over her, they're giving their sheep to them, make them score the most points, but overall that, Rough Nut doesn't care about both of them, so, and then Astrid, decided like the final lap to the Gobbler releases the black sheep, which is worth like a few more points, to win the game, and Fish Leg catches it and then gives it to Rough Nut, and then Astrid, jumps onto their dragon, and steals the black sheep and scores, wins the game, and Stoic, is like that's my future daughter-in-law, but Hiccup's not there, so it opens and then it shows Hiccup flying, with Toothless, flying across the ocean, and that song playing, that song that I do like, was where no one goes, We go when no one goes, I like that song. So they try to attempt, when Hiccup jumps off Toothless, because he has like a makeshift gliding suit, and he's heading towards some rocks, and they Hiccup wants Toothless to come get him, but because he has pieces, he's flying on his own, he has a little trouble going up a little upwards, So, but they manage to land safely, land safely, and Hiccup like has made a map out on the areas as like more like outside than Berk, And it's like a one big map. He's mapping everything out, Then Asher comes in, talks that he's got the news that that Stoic may eventually retire, and then Hiccup will be the new chief of Berk, But Hiccup has feeling like not very excited about it, because he doesn't feel like he doesn't want to be chief yet, And then they see some smoke, and there's some trees that's been burned down, and there's this big huge block of spiky ice, And there's some dragon hunters, there were some dragon hunters. They get the Stormfly, Aster's dragon, gets caught in that. They come down, and Hiccup comes up with his his new invention, a flaming sword, Explain that there's they don't know who they are, and then there's their leader there, Eret, he's like the lead dragon trapper, Explains that they're working for Drago, but they don't know who he is, They've managed to free Stormfly, and they head back to Berk, So they head back, in the workshop, and Stoic is excited, about Hiccup being chief, but then Hiccup tells about what happened, and he mentions the name Drago, and Stoic immediately knows who he is, so he bends down the island, but Hiccup is wants to try and help change his mind, but Stoic is telling him his mind will not be changed, because he's a madman, That's what, Drago Bloodfist is a madman, kills with no reason, But he still wants to go up there, finds Eric and wants to take him to Drago, to help him change his mind, But then the other guys, they come in, and then Rough Nut sees Eric, is like, starts eyeing on him, He's like, me like, yeah. His association has big muscles, like, oh, But then Stoic, tells the story about Drago, because gives a flashback. There was him and some other chieftains, as you said, and there's this guy who comes in with a dragon skin coat, and who has scars on his face, says he's like one of the people, and says he knows how to handle the dragons if everyone just would follow him, and he would become the leader. Then they laughed, and then he says, let's see how you do without me, and then dragons are coming in, just sets the whole place on fire, and Stoic was the only one that got out of there, So, but regardless, Hiccup still wants to set on trying to help change his mind, though. So he flies out, and as he's flying, something is in the clouds, Then there's another dragon with a rider appears, with wearing a mask, and he kidnaps Hiccup, but Toothless falls into the water and he can't swim, But then as he takes Hiccup to the place, and they pick up Toothless and put him there, and then of course, the person where everyone has seen the film, they know who the person is, but they see the person sees how Hiccup's handling the dragons, and as it gets the person gets closer, sees like a small scar like right here, and notices it's Hiccup and reveals as a woman. He's like, "Should I know you?" This isn't this scene you see in the trailer, how I'm saying, "Should I know you?" No, you were just a babe, but a mother never forgets, So yeah, that what I'm saying, that was in the trailer, Um, so, but then so the Stoic and Gobber they fly out to try to find him. They find his mask in the water, They still Stoic's dragon's named Skull Crusher, I was like, Skull Crusher, find him, So they follow Hiccup follows her, and there's this big place with all these dragons, this has been kept hidden, with their leader, this big giant dragon called the Bewilder Beast, the king of the dragons, all the dragons will follow its command, with its eye stare, and tells how she's his mother, and says that, gives another flashback, when Vikings were fighting dragons on Berk, shows that a dragon, which is her dragon called Cloud Jumper, breaks into their house and sees Hiccup when he was a baby in the cradle, It's like him not being scared, just being happy to see the dragons, and Volka was also once against killing dragons, and she saw what proves her theory, but then she gets taken away by the dragons, and Stoic had Hiccup in his arms like, Volka, So since she's been living with the dragons over the past 20 years, So then all the time she's been saving dragons, from Drago and the trappers, And when it takes all the dragons out where it's feeding time, the Bewilder sprays all this fish, all the dragons are eating fish, and shows us how Volka, goes on from one dragon to the other, and then Hiccup shows his handmade gliding suit, but it still has Toothless still has trouble making those turns, but it was over. But it was sort of they landed in the snow, and Volca shows a new way for him to make those how to make Toothless how to make those tight turns by putting a thing down on the back of his neck, and makes all his spikes and that's like you're running down his thing. You're like, did you know about this? So, and while it's going on, Astrid wants her and the others find Eric, make them take him to Drago, because they assume that they assume that Hiccup was captured, So they make it. She makes Eric, Kinez pretend big Starflight drop him, and they catch him, So they take him back to this place where all these other boats, something that's bubbling up in the water, But then Drago's man, they use sleeping darts on the other dragons, but Stormfly got away. So they take him to Drago. Once again, voiced by Djimon Hounsou, and who did a good job, I really did enjoy him as Drago Bloodfist. But Drago, he doesn't is not sad, because he doesn't like Eric, so he tells him to get rid of him as well, But he how he controls puts the fear into the dragons, when Hook Fang, Snarlow's dragon, breathes out fire, and this Drago shields himself with a cloak with the dragon skin coat, and starts screaming at and waving his spear around, and Hook Fang just cowers down in fear, You belong to me, And then they start taunting Drago, with Hiccup, being him, the master dragon trainer, and all of Berk, So they set Stormfly comes in, shields Eric, but gets tranquilized as well, And then Stoic and Galbraith, they find Hiccup, but Hiccup wants to tell his father, like, Dad, there's something really you need to know, that's not knowing, but you know how I would tell you, like, most things, this one you might actually like, and Stoic sees his long lost wife, he's like all, he drops a sword, and slowly walks towards her, like how he's very happy to see her that he hasn't he assumed that she was dead all this time, Says, you're as beautiful as the day I lost you, So, and of course there was a one thing that the one thing that said that the Gobber saying is like, this is why I never married, and for another thing, Of course, I remember getting what they mean by that, because well back when they on an article said that they put the character that Gobber was gay, because that was a line they said he hinted the fact that he was gay, that was reading on an article online, this is why I never married, Yeah, I probably would like disturb some other people, but for me it didn't really bother me though. I was like, okay, so they put that in though, but for me it didn't really bother me, but it is what it is, But just wanted to point that out. It just didn't really bother me, Just it was what it was, They wanted to do it that way, they did. Because I believe also that director Dean DeBlois, I believe he's also, you know know what I'm saying. But I'm not letting that bother me, It's just it is what it is, I'm not gonna let that bother me, with the film though. But hey, to each their own, But it's not gonna bother me what's a bit, not one little bit, But so this they spend Hiccup finally being together as one family with his seeing with his father, with his mother, And they wanted to Stoic wanted to sing a song, that he sang to her, years ago, and singing and dancing, and even the Gobber is like, oh, and so he says to him, we start over. Will you be my wife again? And she says yes, And then the Toothless hears something, they hear Drago's army, all the boats and the men. They start firing, So they want to have all the other dragons help us free the other dragons, And Astrid and the others, they free their dragons, and Eric helps them. Eric helps them as well, They start destroying other dragon traps and freeing other dragons, And Hiccup's with Astrid is like, where have you been? It's like, oh, just catching up with Mom, And she sees with the bewildered beast right behind her. It's like, that's your mother? It's like, now you know where I get my dramatic flair, So all the bewildered beast is there. First, Volca starts fighting Drago, but it's like, you won't win, and then Drago's like, it's a good thing I brought a challenger, and which he has his own bewildered beast, which he has built the other bewildered beast in his control, So the both of them have both bewildered beasts starts fighting each other. But it ultimately ended up that Drago's dragon ends up killing the other dragon, the other bewildered beast with his tusk, But of course you don't see it though; it cuts away though. But it's like, we won, So now his bewildered beast is now the king of the dragons. So it's now all the other dragons are followed under under its command, And Stoic also fights Drago as well. He's like, I saw you burn, It take more than a fire to stop me, But then Hiccup Stoic goes off to help his wife, and Hiccup tries to talk to Drago, and shows him like what dragons would do or tear them apart, because he reveals that he has his metal arm. It's just a thing, like a prosthetic arm, shows he has no left arm. That's what happened like when you're a boy, is your villagers been torn apart. You learn to conquer the fear. So now he now orders his dragon to use his its mind controlling eyes, to take Toothless, to brainwash Toothless, and like you see his eyes go from wide open to skinny pupils, and he orders Toothless to kill Hiccup, and he's like, stop, snap out of it, But Stoic sees what's happening, and he runs towards him, It's like, Hiccup, and he's about to use it with his devastating blast now when Stoic jumps in and he takes the hit, and sadly he dies, I guess I probably remember when I saw this in the theater, it was a packed theater. It was a packed theater, and when that scene happened, I heard people in the audience go oh, and I heard a couple of them started crying, because of that scene, I just remember, because I will admit that was a very sad scene, seeing how Stoic, dying, That was a sad scene. I will admit, my eyes got a little misty, I will admit that though, because I like Stoic, and I like Gerard Butler as Stoic. He did a good job in the first film, and I liked in the second film, and that was a sad moment there, and seeing how Hiccup was so very upset about it, and when Toothless got out of it, and he wanted to go towards him, like Hiccup goes and pushes him away, and the rest of the wildebeest controls all the other dragons. They start heading out towards Berk, and Drago takes Toothless, he rides him and heads out towards Berk, So then they give Stoic his funeral. They shoot flaming arrows onto a boat, sets the boat on fire with his body on it, and everyone's all really sad about it, and Hiccup was very sad, because he wasn't sure what to do, and couldn't be like his father, like the chief he wanted him to be, But his mother tells him, you have the heart of a chief and the soul of a dragon, and gives him the courage, to help him go back to Berk. But they have all the dragons got taken though, but not all of them, because they started riding on baby dragons, which the baby dragons are immune to the bewildered beast's mind control. It's like Toughness like, we can't fly these things, and Hiccup's like, they're babies. They don't listen to anyone. So the dragon goes towards Berk. It freezes up the place. So they get to Berk, they wanted to create a distraction for the dragon, like shooting the sheep up with that catapult, and in the trail, in the black sheep lands on the Bill Williams, ding ding ding, right there, and it also destroys fish legs and makes a horror noise, and the dragon is it's like, I'm okay. Kelly said in the first one, it's like, I'm okay, So Hiccup goes up towards a Toothless, tries to talk him out of it, and the dragon's like, he's not yours anymore. Go ahead if you try, but the master, the wildebeest, he will not miss, So he keeps on, Hiccup still keeps on talking, you wouldn't have hurt him, you wouldn't have hurt me, and he starts snapping out of it, and Dragon's like, how are you doing that, you know? And finally he's out of it, and then shakes him off, you know, and then so they start attacking, you know, shooting it's freeze blast, you know. They also have another plan, like take a piece of clothing and cover over his eyes, you know, was to hear and listen to the dragons that control, you know, and until it makes that as to go upside down, Drago's looks and like it makes a surprise look like oh, he's not there, and kicks him off, you know. And also I was saying what's also in the trailer after he's like take him down, babe, you know. I thought it was like that line, especially if that wasn't the trailer, you know. But I did like that line, which he said, and so as he falls to the ground, the Wildebeest uses freeze blast again, then Toothless shields him, you know, they're encased in the ice, you know, and then there's this blue glow going on inside, and it looks like Toothless blasts his way out of it, and has like he's glowing all the way down his back, you know, like he learned a new ability, you know. It's just for some reason it's just like when he has like the blue glow going down his back, because kind of is like Godzilla, you know, like how he uses atomic breath, you know, the blue glow goes all down his back, you know, kind of like Godzilla, you know. So Toothless goes and stands in front of the dragon, starts shooting at it, you know, challenging, you know, to be the alpha. That's what it was, the alpha, you know, the leader of the dragons, you know, the alpha. So they start shooting at it, and all the other dragons starts. They go on back on the good side, you know. They all start shooting at the dragons. Because this is what happened. This is what it was like to earn a dragon's trust, you know. Let this end now, and they're like, never. Come on, you know. So all the dragons they start shooting at the bewildered beast, you know, and Toothless shoots his big blast, and it takes off one of the dragon's big tusk, you know, and then goes and retreats back into the sea, taking Drago down with him, you know. But I don't think I'll leave the question to do what did whatever happened to Drago, you know. Is he still alive or is he dead, you know, because of that, you know? But I very much know that he's alive, because he just like he retreats with the dragon back to the sea. I don't think he's dead, you know. I'm very sure he's not dead though. Maybe in the sequel, or maybe not. Maybe we'll see him again though. But we don't know yet. But we don't know the story for the third film, you know. But who knows? Maybe he will come back, you know. But for me though, I'm very sure that he's still alive, you know. So now Toothless, all the dragons bow down in front of him. Now Toothless is now the alpha of the dragons, you know. And Volca tells him that his father would be very proud of him, you know. All the dragons, they turn to their owners, you know. Astrid says, like, see, I told you it was in here, you know. And like pushes the button that like part of his uniform. It's like, ah ha ha, yeah, that's very funny. It's like, come here, you, and kisses her, you know. And then the chief the elder of the you know, the elder, you know, puts the mark on Hiccup's forehead. Now he's been made. He is now chief of Berk, you know. So now it ends with them rebuilding Berk once again, you know, and they carving a big stone statue of Stoic, you know. And ends with them Hiccup once again narrating. It's like, this is Berk, vast, you know, covered in ice, but it's home, you know. Those who are crazy and relentless, those who attack us are relentless and crazy, you know. Sure, they have their armies, you know, weapons, but we have our dragons, you know. And it's like, and with this posing for this as the film ends right there. I really do enjoy How to Train Your Dragon 2, you know. I'm glad this was my favorite film of 2014, you know. Best animated film to me in 2014. Probably a lot of people think that Big Hero 6 is though, but like I said, I like Big Hero 6, I do. I enjoy that film, but I picked this one as the best animated film of 2014. The voice cast, the voice cast once again, the original voice cast do a great job. Jay Baruchel, America Ferrera, Gerard Bulter, Craig Ferguson, Chris Mintz-Plasse, Jonah Hill, T.J. Miller, and Kirsten Wiig. Cate Blanchett did a good job as Volka. Djimon Hounsou as great as Drago Bloodfist. Kit Harington, there was not much to Eric though, but he was fine. He was there. I'll just give him that. He was there. And of course he becomes part of Berk. He also since Skull Crusher was Stoics. So Pickup lets him have Eric have Skull Crusher. Since Stoic is gone, so he'll take over for Skull Crusher. What can I say? I really do enjoy How to Train Your Dragon 2. I'm looking forward to seeing the third film. Of course, I wish the dates got pushed back so much though, but it'll be here in no time. Time goes by very fast. The characters I do enjoy. The animation for its budget, was really good. Was really good. I will say, like I said, probably like a bit more in the first film. Because even though I do love the first film, but ever seeing the second film, I really do enjoy the film a bit more, than the first film. What can I say about the film? It's just the score I really do enjoy, especially the song that was playing during the beginning of the film and during the end credits. Where no one goes. But the rest of the score by John Powell I really do enjoy. As much as like he did for the first film. Directing by Dean DeBlois, he did a good job of directing as well. I'm glad the film got all the praise like the first film did. Glad it won the Golden Globe for Best Animated Film though, but I wish it would have won the Academy Award though. But the Golden Globe Award for Best Animated Film I'm satisfied with. I'm glad it made more money though, but I wish it would have made more than I expected it to be. Because also besides for a big opening weekend, than expected, they also expected the film make like around 800 million as well, but it made 618 million. But I'm fine. I'm perfectly fine with it though. If it made more than the first film, I'm fine with it. So I just hope next time, this third film, for the last film in the trilogy, hopefully it'll have a much bigger opening. It make more than the second film as well. But who knows? Maybe it won't. But you have to wait and see till June 29th, 2018. The film is on for 102 minutes, but it goes at a fast pace. It's very well paced. And if anyone who is a fan of How to Train Your Dragon, especially the first film and the TV show, will enjoy the second film. If anyone hasn't seen any of the How to Train Your Dragon show or the first film or the second film, well, of course you have to watch the first film or watch the second film. Go and check it out. And DreamWorks, definitely for me, like along with Monsters vs. Aliens, and then How to Train Your Dragon, the first film. Well, actually, I'll put, since this is a franchise, I will count the How to Train Your Dragon franchise as one. Just because that way there's no like this is number 3 and that's number 2. I'll just put both of them as one. Yeah, so both of those and Monsters vs. Aliens, my favorite films from DreamWorks Animation. I love How to Train Your Dragon too. I just really do. It's just the action. Like I said, action. the action scenes where they're trying to free the dragons, or when the battle at the end. I really do enjoy, or even with the opening, with the funny opening with the dragon racing, And I'm looking forward to checking out the third season of DreamWorks' Dragons, still before number 2 though, but you can see that they're a little bit more older than compared to the first 2 seasons in the show, This is when probably after or before the short Dawn of the Dragon Racers, But yeah. One other thing, just really quick. I have to show this just really quick, Yeah. Just I have a figure of Toothless, just in show in retrospect. I'm a fan of the films, of the whole franchise, Just to figure out why, if I how much if I love the franchise, why not show this, Got the posters, the films and stuff, Why not show this, Just to show I'm a fan of the franchise, Even got the shirt here, Toothless, So yeah. So this is my review for How to Train Your Dragon 2. And especially for this is a long review, why not make it, especially for my favorite film of 2014, and especially for my birthday movie review, So yeah, this is my review for How to Train Your Dragon 2. Love the sequel better than the first film, in my opinion, And like I said, looking forward to this for How to Train Your Dragon 3, the last film in the trilogy. Probably forgot to say this. No, probably did for the first film. I forgot to. I'll probably in my original movie review of the first one, I thought I said it was based on a book series. Maybe I didn't say it. Maybe I did. I forget though. But yeah. Also, because why not with the film? Wouldn't be, the franchise would be possible without the book series. Gotta give credit to that. If I didn't mention it in my original review of the first film, I apologize for not remembering that though. But I thought I did though. But I'll just say it now, based on the book series. Couldn't forget that. Give at least give credit to how the franchise got started. Can't have the movies without starting off from the books. So yeah, so this is my review, my birthday review of How to Train Your Dragon 2, and then on my next review, I'm gonna review going back to the Madagascar film. So next review I'll be doing Madagascar 3, then getting to Penguins in Madagascar. So thanks for watching. Take care, and How to Train Your Dragon 2. Looking forward to number 3. Really, if anyone's a fan of the franchise, really, good for you, But of course, there's always gonna be a fan or a person who's not a fan of the franchise. But each to their own opinion, And for me, I love the franchise, so yeah. How to Train Your Dragon 2 / birthday review, Thanks for watching, and yeah, like I said, I was gonna upload this video tomorrow though, because tomorrow is my birthday, But I fear that I'm not gonna be too busy to do a review of this, so do it early, So yeah, so this is my official birthday review of How to Train Your Dragon 2. One I review a film that I absolutely love, especially it's my favorite film of 2014. So yeah, definitely worth a watch, and for me, So yeah, once again, thanks for watching, and stay tuned on my next movie review, back to the Madagascar franchise with number 3, So thanks for watching, and stay tuned on the next movie review. Later.